Welcome to the channel. It's a very exciting day for me because some of my orcs have finally turned up. So this is going to be a reveal / showcase video of some of those orcs painted by Den of Imagination. Okay guys, so I'm very excited to show you some of my orcs which will be turning up in waves, and as the waves turn up I will show you each and every wave. And I'm doing it this way for two reasons. One, I'm proud to announce that Den of Imagination are now my official painting partner. There'll be a link in the video description below. These were all painted by Den of Imagination, and what I'll do is put lots of stills at the end of this video as well, close-up stills, so you can see how glorious they are. And as each wave comes, we can share and revel in the glory that is Den of Imagination painting standards. So thank you very much for that, Den. Love you guys. And the second reason why I'm doing it into all these waves, breaking it down into the waves, well, one of the reasons is to show you as they come, but another reason is I need feedback. Never played orcs before, so what should I take? What name should I give these guys? What loadout should I give them? How would you run them? I'm really interested in getting your feedback on these guys. What more should I get? So in front of you here, you'll see my very small HQ section and two sets of the Speed Freaks box set. And this was the first wave that went off to the painters. So we'll start off with the HQ section. Oh, my orc army is going to be called Murphy's Wah. Murphy isn't here today, but this is a portion of his Wah. And the reason why I'm running a Wah rather than a Speed Freak clan or an Evil Sons clan or something like that, well, there's a couple of reasons for that as well. The first one is I can feel different clans on YouTube if they're a whole Wah. So this portion of the Wah might be Evil Sons, another portion of the Wah might be Blood Moons, things like that. And I imagine his Wah is beginning to build and rampage across the galaxy. So it allows me to put different clans on YouTube for you guys, try different tactics out and listen to the feedback that you give me. And the second reason why I wanted to pick a whole Wah rather than a clan is because that way we'll find out the story of this Wah together. We'll see how successful they are as they rampage across the galaxy. We'll build these stories together and we'll see how Murphy performs as he starts being brutal and cunning and killing the enemies of everyone. Everyone is his enemy, including other orcs. So this is my HQ section. As I said, Murphy's not here today, and these are all the HQs I got. I decided to go for two weird boys. Should I get a third weird boy? Please let me know, and any names for these I'd really appreciate. This is the normal 40k Forge World one. This guy here is from the Age of Sigmar range. Age of Sigmar plastic orc kit, look. So he just fits in perfectly, an orc with a weird boy staff. It just made perfect sense. And I've only got one orc war boss, and I just loaded him up as he comes. Very pleased to figure out that. The attack squig was free. That orc war boss is only 90 points on his own, so he's a bit of a steal. Mind you, those weird boys seem to be the best bargain as well. 62 points or something like that, I think, for just a standard weird boy. So a couple of cheap HQ options here, because then I got three big mechs in big mech armor, and I wanted to give two custom force fields. Now these guys are pricey, big mechs with custom force fields. The custom force fields give a 5-up invulnerable save to everything within 9 inches of them, so it seemed to be an auto include. But then you've got to add on the fact that they come with power claws. Then I just gave them custom shooters to try and keep them as cheap as possible, and I think they're over 110 points each, these two guys here. And then of course there's a third guy in the box set, so I gave him the teleport blaster, this mech, and his power claw, and the custom mega shooter, the one that's strength 8 -3 damage or d6 damage. Not sure how good this guy will be because orcs hit on 5s, right? So that custom mega shooter will hit on a 5, and the teleport blaster only 12-inch range, hitting on a 5. But he is a character running up the table. But then again, he's still expensive. He's like 110 points for a shooty orc with a power claw. Why not just bring another war boss? Because he's like 5 attacks or something at strength. Well, with a power claw, he's up to strength 12, I believe. Not 100% familiar with these rules yet, but yeah, those are my HQs, plus the war boss on a Death Killer War Trike. Now, I think this guy is an absolute steal for his points, 120 points for a character that's really quick and quite punchy, so he can't get targeted. Thinking about getting another one of these. So if you had to add another HQ to Murphy's War, what would it be? Personally thinking another one of these, but I don't want 2 Death Killer War Trikes running around that look exactly the same. Maybe if I could convert one up, so one is on a trike that looks slightly different from this one. Maybe I get this box set and find a trike to stick them on, because I don't want 2 that look exactly the same. Hence the Weird Boys. There are 2 of these that don't look exactly the same, but which HQ should I add? And are there any named characters that I should add? I'm not going to be adding Gaz. That's the only restriction on my entire army. No Gazgul Thraka, because this is Murphy's War, not Gaz's War. So Gaz can continue doing what Gaz does. When Murphy turns up, he will be my Gaz. So they are all the HQs. Then 2 units of Speed Freaks box sets with a bit of conversion going on with all the leftover kits that I had here or there. The internet tell me that big choppers is the way forward. So I've got 5 guys with big choppers. The idea behind these guys on Warbox is I think I'm only going to run them as knobs on Warbikes. I've gone up against Orks a couple of times and seen them on the internet. And the normal bikes, Orks on Warbikes, don't seem to do very well because they can't take lots and lots of shiny, punchy weapons. Orks can't then fall back and charge something else, short of getting a clan culture. So when you bring bikes along, I think they're going to need to run down whatever they come up across. So I think I'm going to run these only as knobs. So that way I can run a whole squad with 5 of them. I think they come in squads up to 9. And then these 3 chaps here, they've all got power claws on. So that would be quite a punch. And then just 4 normal guys with their normal choppers. However, I say that's quite a punch. But adding all these guys together, if there was 1 squad of 12, not like I can bring squad of 12s, but say 2 squads of 6. This is 520 points worth of knobs on Warbikes. But then that's still 6 shots with strength 5 guns with Daka. Still a lot of speed, still a lot of punching. And because it was 2 Speed Freaks box sets, I've got 2 of these. 2 booster blasters and 2 shock jump dragsters. I tried to stick them together slightly differently so they didn't look exactly the same. Like this one's got the thing at the top, this one hasn't got the thing on top of the rivet cannon. And these 2 over here stuck together slightly differently, and it helps that Den of Imagination didn't paint them exactly the same way. Like this orc there has sprayed chrome on his face. His face is all nice and shiny and chrome. And I've stuck all the Gretchen inside the canopy on that one. But this guy here doesn't have Gretchen spilling all over his canopy there, so he's just pressing the button himself with the targeting attack squig. Shooting that big gun that he's got. But that way they look slightly differently, and they're painted slightly differently. The one on the left blue, the one on the right bluish, with whiteness here, there and everywhere, and absolutely painted gorgeously by Den of Imagination as well. And I didn't, as I said, they're not painted as a clan culture either. This way I can mix and match as I want to do that to show different types of battle reports on YouTube. So I'm wondering, do I get some more bikes, or do I just leave the bikes? Are bikes any good, people? Is knobs on Warbikes a way forward, or just bikes? Or should I just not bother? Is 6 enough? And when it comes to more fast things, do I get more of the new fast war buggies that are not in the Speed Freaks ones, such as which one of the new war bikes is good? War trucks is good. Is the Scrapjet any good? Is the Boom Daka Snaz Wagon any good? If you're adding fast, if you play Orks and you're adding fast to your army, Deathcopters, any good? Worth bringing? So I hear Stormboys are quite good as well. I am shying away from them at the moment because there's a huge horde of boys coming in the troop selection, and this army can get very hoardy very quickly. And I want to play games in under a couple of hours and not just spend all the time moving them around. But our Storm Boy's too good not to bring. So should I get some of them, or more bikes, or more death copters? What would you add to this army if you're adding a speed freak, speedy type army? Are there any HQs that I should definitely bring or add to this army? Should I bring another war boss along? How would you convert one of these up, or where can I get some conversion material from a new Death Killer War Trike? What would you add? What names are you going to give these guys? I'm really interested to hear your feedback in the comment section below. I'll shut up there. These bases as well, they're all from Den of Imagination as well. They do resin bases, which you can ask them to do on your miniatures. I think you can buy them separately as well. Battle map from urbanmats.com. Stay tuned for some lovely pictures at the end of the video. Thanks for listening. Happy wargaming.